Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and bishops of Great Millstone who teach and rule well, and salutations to the beloved prophets and brothers continue to exhort the sheep in these last days, and a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect listening in, to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, shalom. The title of this epistle is going to be entitled, Winter is Coming. Winter is coming. Episode 1. I'll do a few of these winter is coming throughout the seasons before the coming season of winter. And you might be asking, why is this man talking about winter already? We're not even through spring and experience summer or fall yet to be in winter talking about winter. This is underlying message for you to always stay circumspect and alert of what season you are in. Although the actual season of winter is not here and have arrived, you are to be circumspect and keep your eyes single looking forward. As we approach summer and in the midst of spring being here and things coming back alive, a lot of people are going to want to be immersed in that season, be thinking about all the things they want to do in the springtime and then the summer to come, wanting to go out and participate in being on beaches and areas where crowds are gathered for the festivities and being in that type of spirit. So winter is coming. So as I woke up this morning, the pilot on my heater went out. Obviously, I ran out of fuel. And I'm laying there and in the midst of prayer and giving thanks for another day of breath. And it was chilly. And I'm thinking, this is not a time to be so complacent and relaxed in the current affairs that we see here now, but look through the distractions and look through time and to be very circumspect, because our Father in heaven, Yahweh Shai, has given us the foresight to be spiritually prompt and ready and on guard at all times, not to be lulled back to sleep and complacent, but to always consistently give warning to the sheep so they're always aware. In my pasture, we're going to stay very alert and very aware, calm and relaxed, and fully informed of all things. You will not lack anything. So, with that being said, let's go into Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 16, and it reads, Seek ye out of the book of the Most High Yahweh, and read. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate, for my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. The book that he's telling you to receive instructions out of, that is able to correct your moral integrity and uprightness and righteousness and being established in the law, statutes, and commands to bring you salvation, would be found in the Holy Scriptures. No other book. You're not going to find it in a Harry Potter book. You're not going to find it in a Paula Deen cookbook. You're not going to find it in a Quran. You're not going to find it in any of these other religious tablets. But you're only going to find instructions for salvation with prophetic guidelines to be guided and to be pulled out of the wrath to come through the scriptures given to you by the holy men set up before you in the name of Yahweh Shai. He says, Seek ye out of the book of the Most High Yahweh and read. No one of these shall fail. Not one word is going to return back to him void, and everything is going to come to pass. Everything that he has spoken. This is why he says to tarry not and seek me while I may be found, right? Because there's going to be a time where there's probably going to be a very confused noise in the atmosphere, and chaotic situations going on. It's not going to be a time for studying, because you have to remember we're locked in to a season of war. We look around the world and see what's going on right now, and it doesn't look like a time of peace, right? Behind the scenes, in the dark, there are hands moving about and shifting gears and so on and so forth. And while all the people of the world are continuing to scratch their heads and fart and scrub their bellies, they're not knowing what's going on. But we are the children of light. We are given the information to keep our mind and our eyes singled on the things to come. He says, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. Not one of these shall fail. And we trust in that wholeheartedly, full faith, and rest assured that everything that is written in the book is going to come to pass. Let's go to Romans. Excuse me. Romans chapter 15. Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. And it reads, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. As we build our foundation in righteousness and adhere to all the things that was written aforetime, and mind you, these things were written a very, 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 very long time. Some of the prophetic things that are written therein has already come to pass. But nonetheless, the things that are written therein will happen again. You know, the return of the children of Israel, the 12 tribes, back to their natural homeland, the resurrection of the Melchizedek order, the priesthood established to reign in righteousness and govern the earth and put everything back in its proper order under the order of Melchizedek, headed up by our Messiah, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls JC, the image that the Europeans have established as their God. All these things were written aforetime for our learning, for correction in righteousness, for rebuke, to safeguard us against the wiles of the enemy, right? So you can trust and believe in that. He says that we might have comfort of the scriptures and have hope. So without this understanding and given that oil to keep our lamps lit, what's another way we would have hope? We would not have any other hope. We couldn't put hope in man. Some people put hope into men and hoping that somehow man is going to correct the situations that are at hand. But this is all of the Most High Yahweh's doing, right? He says all spirits are mind, and he has a purpose in the earth to restore the captivity of the children of Israel, the 12 tribes, and to bring down all other rulers that rule unrighteously and do not keep his law, statutes, and commands. So let's go into Isaiah chapter 55. Excuse me again. Isaiah chapter 55. Isaiah chapter 55, verse 11. No, let's grab 6 real quick. Isaiah chapter 55, verse 6. It says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. We call on the name of Yahweh. Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being the holy tongue, the holy, the name in the holy language, the holy Paleo-Hebrew, right? We go back to the ancient Hebraic language that hasn't been used in centuries. It was preserved for the children of Israel to return back to the natural tongue, the language that's written in Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 9, where he says he's going to return to the children a pure language. And this is why we call on Yahweh, because this is the pronunciation in the phonetic language, and the proper pronunciation and calling on the Father. He says, seek ye Yahweh while he may be found. Call ye upon me while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. And let him return unto Yahweh, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. He's calling the children of Israel to now turn from their iniquity, separate themselves from the ways of the heathens, the customs, the manners, and and, and as them as a nation entirely, because they are considered unclean and corruptible, because they do not seek Yahweh, our power, in understanding and in correction and righteousness, but they continue to be mixed with philosophies of the world, which is considered blot or stains in your garments. And this is why we must continue to go through the process of sanctification and being made pure and clean and set apart, so we may have that hope to be redeemed, looking forward for the times to come. And this is why this epistle is entitled Winter is Coming, because we are looking past the all the antics and the theater, and staying focused and staying single on perilous times to come. We know that there's a disruption in the economy, and there's shipments being stalled and aren't being they're being delayed, and all these other nations are now having their hands in the war as well, and there's talk of nuclear armament. Now, when this word gets passed around through the media outlets and on radio and small dinner conversations, it's not to be overlooked. This is something that should raise a hair on the back of your neck, because the talk of using nuclear arms should not be taken lightly. This should prompt everyone who is listening, who has ears to hear and eyes to see, to seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Repent from your iniquity, and maybe you may be hid in the times of wrath and judgment. This is why it's perilous to continue to push the plow, put out these epistles to warn the sheep, because winter is coming. Episode 1. Isaiah chapter 55, and we'll grab verse 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So if the Most High Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai says that he has a purpose to disrupt the nations, to bring a full stall to the economic power of wicked nations, that he's going to do so. And those that are watching as watchmen, as shepherds over the flock, are to be warning and give commandment unto the sheep of that pasture, so they're being well fed and informed, so they're being guided by the light. Right? Next verse, let's go into Isaiah chapter 42. We'll just jump back a little bit. Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 9. He says, I'm going to start at 6 because I like it. Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 6. He says, I, Yahweh, hath called thee in righteousness, and I will hold thine hand, and will keep thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people, and a light of the Gentiles, to open the blind eyes, to bring out the prisoners from the prison, and them that sit in darkness out of the prison house. I am Yahweh, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images. So we call on Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. It is written in Exodus chapter 23, verse 13, that to be circumspect in all things, and make no mention of any other gods, any other powers, and let it not be heard out of your mouth. We are given the pure, unadulterated, 100% truth of the gospel, to wake up our people in these times, to call on these names, to have that hope, that blessed hope of receiving salvation, because with the power you call on comes with a particular doctrine and instruction. And that follower of that power, that doctrine has to be in line with what Scripture says. And we say that perilous times are coming, destruction is coming, the mark of the beast is coming, the implementation of the RFID chip, the subdermal implementation for you to be now participant in the new beast system, in which after upon taking that, you will not receive redemption and salvation. And to stay locked in, so that way you can receive the information to be guided and not be part of the blinded. Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 7. To open the blind eyes, to bring out the prisoners from the prison, and them that sit in darkness out of the prison house. These are those that have no proper understanding. It wasn't given them the wisdom to unseal the book, to now unpack the dark parables and mysteries. And this is why you have so much contention and debate over the scriptures, because there's those that were given the eye salve and those that were not given the eye salve. They were given a delusion. They were given false philosophies. They have a mixture of all different types of understandings, and it sounds jumbled up. But we are commanded to go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel and retrieve those that has been scattered off and bring them back to the Father, to wake them up and tell them who they are and what tribe they belong to, and so on and so forth, right? The proper understanding, 100% sound truth and doctrine, right? Because any other thing, any other kind of watered down doctrine could mislead you and cause you to stumble. And that will be a bloodshed on our hands and on you. Isaiah chapter 42, verse 8. I am Yahweh, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images. Verse 9. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. He's telling you already through the mouths of the prophets the things that are coming down the line before you even experience them. This is the grace and the mercy that our Father has extended unto us to warn the sheep. You cannot warn the sheep when now you're in danger. That's not a warning. That's now you have to defend for your life. So if we tell you winter is coming and it is spring, we haven't experienced summer or fall yet, the things to come, or you are already forewarned in preparation spiritually and mentally. Because when these chaotic things arise and made manifest, there will be those that are blinded because they haven't took the time and liberty to seek the Father while he may be found, to be girded up with the sword and the proper gospel and the instructions to lead them through. They're going to lean on their own understanding, not guided by his word, and fall into perdition and destruction. Salakia. So, care about that. So, you're giving a heads up on what to do, how to do it with the proper mindset, not filled with angst and anxiety and fear. Because what is going to come down the pipeline, what is being prescribed behind the scenes, it is already written in the heavens to be purposed for the will of the Most High Yahweh, our power, right? He declares all these things, and we want to be seen as good and acceptable in the eyes of the Most High Yahweh power. Let's go to Ecclesiastes, still found in your 66. So we are not in a time of being complacent and relaxing and all these other things, but we should be very circumspect and alert of our surroundings, because at any given moment, something can disrupt the environment. We know that through the past, certain things has occurred. And, you know, for a time, people focus on it. They talk about it. They mourn over it. Time goes on, and then it's forgotten. And this is what happens in history. You know, when perilous things and tragedy happens, you know, it's experienced for a certain season. The lesson is never carried and learned from it, but it's considered the past. It's something that we shouldn't observe, and that is a very dangerous thing to do. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 1, it says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the under the heavens, sorry, under the heavens. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. And he goes through this chapter to tell you that there's a time for this and that and so on and so forth. And this is the season of war. War drums are drumming, the trumpets are being blown, the prophets are everywhere giving you a warning. And he will always put out his prophets first to give you a warning before destruction happens, right? So Ecclesiastes and verse 8, he says, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. So it's already declared that these things are a natural element of life and things to come and things that have came already. They are already purposed under the sun and will manifest, be made manifest, and serve its purpose for what he has for his perfect will. Right? Let's go to Matthew 24. Matthew 24. Matthew 24. Matthew 24 and verse 21. Winter is coming. So don't get complacent. Don't be trying to get prepared for a vacation and bathing suit, this and that, and barbecues and stuff like that. You don't want to be caught off guard being, found in your shame, right? That's what he talks about, Will you watch? He says to watch always and pray that you are able to escape all these things that must come to pass. Matthew 24 and 21, he says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. What has happened in the past, these words were applicable, and they're still applicable in this very moment, because not one word goes back void. This book comes with living in this place, on this earth, right? This tells you the history and all things that will come to pass. And he's telling you that there shall be a time that has never been since the beginning, no, nor ever shall be. There's written throughout the scriptures that perilous times will come, and we are to be very circumspect and very aware of the things. We are in a time of war, right? With that being said, let's go to Ezekiel chapter 7. And it says, we'll start at 2. He says, also, thou son of man, thus saith Yahweh power unto the no, let's go down. This chapter here goes into the destruction and the collapse of what happened to the children of Israel and how it got them dispersed. But there's a time coming where the children of Israel will reawaken to who they are as a people, keep the law, statutes, and commands, and then all these curses will then be put on our enemies for their transgressions and keeping us hostage throughout the four corners of the earth. This was said to happen. This was part of the curses. But upon doing so, all these tribulations and judgments will now be turned onto the enemies. And this chapter here can very well be applied to what we will see, experience, and witness coming in the earth. Ezekiel chapter 7, and I'll start at verse 3. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send mine anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations. So he says he's coming to judge the house of God first, right? He's going to judge the children of Israel first, and upon judging them and recompensing them for their iniquities, you have a preserved percentage of the 12 tribes that will make it through the fire, a percentage of the children of Israel that will not, because they reject, they continue to live in folly, they continue to follow the customs of the heathens. And then the heathen nations that are not of the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they will be recompensed for the iniquities of their forefathers, as it is written within the laws of the Most High Yahweh our power, for justification for all the things that was ever done in those nations. So it's a righteous recompense. This is what is written. Verse 4 of Ezekiel chapter 7, it says, "And mine eye shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abominations shall be in the midst of thee. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh your power." Verse 5, "Thus saith Yahweh our power, and evil and only evil behold is come. An end is come. The end is come. It watcheth for thee. Behold, it is come." This hasn't happened yet. He's giving us a warning that there is things to come, in which this epistle is entitled, "Winter is Coming." It has not happened yet. It is for things that are to come. Comprendo? Verse 7, "The morning is come unto thee, O thou that dwellest in the land. The time is come. The day of trouble is near, and not the sounding again of the mountains. Now will I shortly pour out my fury upon thee, and accomplish mine anger upon thee. And I will judge thee according to thy ways, and I will recompense thee for all thine abominations. And my eye shall not spare, neither will I have pity. I will recompense thee according to thy ways and thine abominations that are in the midst of thee. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh your power, that smiteth." Right? All the judgments that will occur and have been occurring has always been done through our power, Yahweh. And it is a just thing for him to recompense judgment in that same manner. And the judgments will be poured upon our enemies, in particular Esau, Edom. It is already written in the scriptures. This is not something we have to imagine or make up or sound like hate speech or anything like that. It's written within the scriptures. We can read that in the Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 21. He says, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion." Right? He says the judgment is going to pass unto Edom, and he's now declaring unto the daughters of Zion, which is the generation of the seed line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right? "The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins." So back into Ezekiel chapter 7, and we're going to verse 10. He says, behold, it is come. The morning is gone forth. The rod hath blossomed, pride has budded. Violence is risen up in a rod of wickedness. None of them shall remain, nor of their multitude, nor of any of theirs. Neither shall there be wailing for them. The time is come, the day draweth near. Let not the buyer rejoice, nor the seller mourn, for wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. For the seller shall not return to that which is sold, although they were yet alive, for the vision is touching the whole multitude thereof, which shall not return. Neither shall any strengthen himself in the iniquity of his life. He's talking about a very terrible and perilous time to come. And he is not going to spare the sinners, those that keep none of his ways. Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 14. They have blown the trumpet. Who's blown the trumpet? Who is lifting up their voice like a trumpet and declaring unto their people their iniquities and transgressions, to make haste and return back to the law, statutes, and commands, keep his covenants, put down the ways of the heathen, so you may receive salvation in times to come and be hid in the famine and pestilence and wars and so on and so forth. Who is declaring that? Who is the trumpet on 2 feet? 2 feet. They have blown the trumpet, even to make all ready, but none goeth to the battle. For my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. They say, "Oh, that's just a book. It can't save you." Um, that's just a history book. Things will never come to pass. Look how much time has gone by and nothing. They delay. They go back to sleep. Ezekiel chapter 7 verse 15. It says, "They have blown the trumpet, even to." Oh, sorry. "The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him." Doesn't matter where you're at. You could be in the city, you could be in the country, you could be in the mountains, you can be in the forest, you can be in the wilderness, you could be in a cave, you could be in the air. It doesn't matter where you're at. He has hands that can touch everywhere, eyes that can see in any place. Doesn't matter what you say or do, you cannot save yourself. No one can save you, not a government official, not 50 firearms, none of it. I don't care if you map out 20 years of plans that you think you're going to save, nothing's going to help. Nothing. The only thing that can cover you is having full faith in Yahweh, our power, and keeping the law, statutes, and commands to the best of your ability, to be given that grace and hope and faith that you will be procured in the times to come. Ecclesiastes, and then we'll close out because winter is coming. Ecclesiastes chapter 12. I'll make it this last one. Ecclesiastes chapter 12. It says, "Remember now the Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not." He says, remember that Creator. Seek him, seek his word, get this understanding why he may be found. There's going to be a time where you will not be able to find this word. You will not be able to find this at all. "Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them." That's what's coming. "While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened." You're not going to see no hope, no faith, no glimmer of help to come. This is going into a situation where there's a collapse. Nothing. The grinders shall cease. There'll be no work trucks going up and down the street no more. No UPS. No McDonald's. None of that stuff. Everything's going to be shut down. Everything's going to be shut down. You're not going to hop in your car and go for a nice cruise and check it all out either. You're not going to want to step foot outside. Verse 4. "And the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low." That sounds gloomy. Verse 5. "Also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fears shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets." I'll stop there. So again, he declares that these judgments will arise, and this is not a time to be lackadaisical, but to be circumspect and spiritually aware of your surroundings, and watch what you say and watch what you do, and be poised about everything you say and do. Be very aware, because winter is coming and we should be circumspect in all things. So I pray that this was edifying to the elect. And Tawada Abanawa Yahweh for another day to bring forth your word unto whomever this may be a blessing unto. Until the next time, Shalom.